What's going on, guys? So as most of you are aware, I was probably one of the most vocal players about this patch. I really disliked it. But with the Wednesday maintenance, they actually added a bunch of changes to it, and I had some time to play through it. Yesterday I played Blade & Soul for like 5 hours, and I haven't done that in a single day in a very long time. So you have to play through it, kind of check out all the changes that I really liked, and then also some things I like to see them improve on for the future. I wanted to make this video for you guys and kind of summarize my thoughts, so let's jump into the video and talk about the new changes to the Archer patch. So the first change I really love a lot, and has really made me play the daily challenge on multiple characters again, is the daily challenge changes. So what they did is now you only have to do 2 quests to get a bunch of really good rewards. I mean, you get the material chest, you get 5 gold, you get solar energy, orb of ascension shard, and then the goodies from this chest. This is a lot of great rewards for only doing 2 quests, which really isn't that time consuming. Really, the quests that I do is usually the easiest dungeons I can find. Like on my old characters, I'll do like, for today, if I was playing on a low geared character like my Archer, I would probably do Drowning Deeps and then Hollow's Heart. Personally, for me, I never run Moon Refuge. I really just dislike doing it. I'd rather do something like Hollow's Heart or Starstone Mines or really any other low tier dungeon on an old character before I would do Moon Refuge. Really 2 reasons. Number 1 is that the mob drops are not 100% guaranteed, so you need 50 of these little drops. And the problem is, you might get unlucky and have to kill 70 mobs instead of only 50, and that's really all the time for me, because I guess I'm just really unlucky. I've seen people even take up to like 80 mobs they have to kill, so that's really annoying. And then the worst part about it is there's only 2 channels in Moon Refuge, so you really end up fighting with other players for the mobs, trying to tag them all. And really weirdly enough, most players don't want to party with you. I don't really know why. I don't know if like people are like antisocial, but I don't really understand. I try to invite them every time, but a lot of them just decline it. So it just makes it really time consuming. I feel like it's not really worth doing. I recommend just doing like cold storage or just any other dungeon beside Moon Refuge. I really don't like it. And I definitely do like the daily challenge changes, but there are a few things I'd like to see added. Number 1 is I like to actually see the PvP arena daily quest added back into the daily challenge. I kind of like the variety. It gets kind of boring just doing the same dungeons every single day for the daily challenge. I like being able to hop into like a PvP arena match and just do something a little bit different every once in a while. I think it was a cool option. Really didn't think it was warranted to actually remove it from there. And then another thing, it was really great for new players because you don't have to have any gear to do the arena. You just pop in there with freaking 900 AP, it doesn't really matter, and you can still get your win if you try hard enough. So I really like the whole arena PvP quest in the daily challenge. I hope they can bring that back, or just something to add a little bit variety back into the daily challenge. Even bring back some of the solo dungeons like Master Han, Den of Ancients. Like, I feel like those should be brought back. I don't really see the point of removing them. I think they were fun, but overall I definitely am pretty happy with the daily challenge right now. I think it's in a pretty good place. Of course, I like to see the whole Celestial Basin quest brought back, Tower Infinity quest brought back, but I really don't think that's going to happen, so I'll just make do with what we got and be happy at least they changed some things, I guess. Another good change with the maintenance is they actually made some of the dungeons easy mode like it's supposed to be. So for example, Root Chamber no longer wipes you on either of the bosses. Done it multiple times, and all you have to do is just run in there, AFK DPS. You don't have to block the orbs for the first boss. Doesn't matter, just does a ton of damage. You just iframe it, Hamun blocked. So this is really staying true with the whole easy mode setup that they described in the beginning of the Archer patch. So I'm very happy that they're at least trying to make some changes towards that. Now it actually kind of feels like easy mode, and the gold nerfs were warranted. They also did nerf Warp Citadel. I believe they only nerfed the first boss though. I think the second boss can still wipe you, I'm not really sure. But some of the higher tier dungeons did get fixed up for mechanic wise, so they're a little bit easier for easy mode. The only thing I like to say is I find it very, very odd that dungeons like Hollow's Heart, Starstone Mines still are pretty damn difficult. They actually got somehow like buffed with the Archer patch, and with this maintenance they didn't nerf them or change them. So it's really odd to me that they would like nerf the mechanics and make the harder dungeons easier, but the dungeons that all the new players run, like Starstone Mines, Hollow's Heart, Sandstorm Temple, none of those dungeons got any changes. And I just find it really odd because you would think these would be the dungeons they nerfed the most and changed the most to make it really, really easy for the new players. But instead, we just got it easier for the endgame players. And I'm an endgame player, I definitely don't mind that, but I'm always looking out for the new players, and it just doesn't really make sense to me. So I would love to see some extra nerfs to the easy dungeons like Starstone Mines, Hollow's Heart, make them even easier for the new players. I feel like these dungeons should be just completely brain dead easy at this point. They're really, really old. Should be welcoming for new players to jump in and not have to worry about getting wiped by a mechanic from a 2-year-old dungeon. I don't really understand that, so I hope they do change that, make them a little bit easier for everyone. Another thing I would really love to see changed. Please, for the love of God, fix this stat page. This has been 2 weeks. I complained about it. I'll keep complaining about it until they fix it. It bothers me so much. Why is it so small? Did they accidentally type the font to like only 5 and it originally was like 12? What happened, NC West? Please fix this. It's just really annoying. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is actually a change I'd like to see added to the Throne of Oblivion raid. So when this raid was released on the Archer patch, everyone thought that this was bud. Everyone was like, it's not dropping loot. All it drops is a dynamic chest. Something's wrong with it. And Blinso actually confirmed that the only loot you get from Throne of Oblivion when you complete it every week is just the dynamic chest. But this is very misleading because when you see here, it showcases a bunch of rewards that you can't even get from the dynamic chest. So everyone's thinking that we're supposed to get a whole loot table that you get from completing the raid every week, plus the chest, but you only get the chest that you can use to redeem different items. So this is something that NC West really didn't communicate properly with us, and that's why everyone was confused on this. I would like to see them add extra loot. I feel like it's kind of ridiculous that it's going to take players months and months and months to get the unrefined bracelets for the new bracelet from Cathedral Cliffs just because you only get the dynamic chest and no other loot. And it's just really misleading here. It states that we get all these other things from the common rewards, but you actually don't get them at all. So I'd like to see extra loot added. Also, I noticed in the daily deal, they've been adding the Throne of Oblivion resets like crazy. You can buy, I believe, 3 of them, and you only need 1 of them to actually reset the whole raid instead of only being able to do it once per week. And I don't really want to say this is intentional, but it kind of feels that way because it's like you only give us the dynamic chest rewards, which kind of stars players from being able to get a lot of rewards from the weekly raid. So what you do is you add these resets a bunch in the daily deal. Everyone buys them, at least the whales do, and then they're able to spam this weekly raid like 3 to 4 times, way more than the average player can, getting more rewards because they're only limiting it so you could get the chest. So I don't know if that was intentional. If it was, I really don't like that. I feel like that's kind of scummy. But overall, I hope they add more rewards to it because the dynamic chest only is not a really good idea. But yeah, guys, overall, wait, is that guy fishing over there? 100% confirmed. Oh, okay, never mind. He's not fishing. I thought, you know. Oh, wait. Fishing is confirmed, not dead, boys. Not dead. We have players actually buy the fishing platforms. Confirmed. Actually, I'm surprised there's anyone even here with how dead fishing is, but that's pretty funny. Anyways, I just wanted to share my thoughts on this. I thought overall the changes were pretty good. I like the daily challenge changes. I would like to see more variety, making the older dungeons more easier for the new players, more loot from Throne of Oblivion. But overall, this was a very good maintenance patch, and I have to admit, I do think this patch is worth playing now. I think it's pretty fun. You can progress at a decent rate if you just knock out 2 of the daily challenge quests on multiple characters, which isn't that hard now with how they've changed the daily challenge. So overall, I recommend playing it. It's still pretty fun. Are a lot of changes I do feel like they have to address and fix still. A lot of bugs that I've showcased and talked about that still need to be fixed. So they're not 100% in the clear. I like to see them keep going in this direction though, keep adding more good changes, and we'll have to wait and see what they do. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Let me know if you've been enjoying this patch now. Do you think it's worth playing? Are you going to check it out? Let me know in the comments below. Appreciate you guys checking out the video.